Alright guys, last problem on the review, number 9. It says in triangle CAR, where C is a right angle, the sine of A is 20 over 29. Find the following. Alright, so let's first get a picture drawn here. Makes the whole problem a whole lot easier to do. So let's draw a picture. We have triangle CAR, where C is the right angle. So we got triangle CAR. And then it says sine of A is 20 over 29. So sine, if you guys remember, that's the opposite over the hypotenuse. So that means 20 must be opposite of angle A. And 29 must be the hypotenuse. So now from here, we need to find that missing side. So step 1 is to find that missing side. So if we have two sides of a right triangle, if you remember, you always use Pythagorean theorem to find that third side of a right triangle. So remember, the hypotenuse is always C, so what we're going to have is 20 squared plus the side we don't know, we'll call it B. B squared is equal to 29 squared. Now from here, all we got to do, square these numbers, solve for B. So 20 squared is 400 plus B squared is equal to 29 squared, which is 841. So now we got to solve for B squared, so we got to get B by itself. So we're going to subtract 400 from both sides, and we get B squared is equal to 441. And then from there, to get B by itself, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So we get B is equal to the square root of 441. So let's see what that is. Shift square root of 441, 21. So B is equal to 21. So that is our missing side. So we got that. That's 21. So now let's take a look at the rest of our trig functions here. So we're going to start with the cosine of A. So to find the cosine of A, you look at angle A and identify your sides. Cosine, I need the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So that's going to be 21 over 29. Next one, tangent of that same angle A. Tangent is the opposite side over the adjacent side. So I'm going to have 20 over 21. And then we'll come back for the measure of angle A. Let's jump over to the sine of R. So now we're looking at this angle R. So angle R for sine, we want the opposite of R. And if you look, 21 is the opposite of R over the hypotenuse, which still is going to be 29. So we get 21 over 29. Next one, cosine of R. So cosine's adjacent over hypotenuse. So 20 is our adjacent side, 29 is our hypotenuse. So we're going to do 20 over 29. And then finally, tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So that's just going to be 21 over 20. So now these last two, these two want us to find the actual measures of those angles A and R. So if you guys remember how to do that, to find the measure of an angle, all you do is you set up a trig function, which we have a bunch of them here. So we just got to pick one. It doesn't matter which one you use. Let's use the tangent since it's the closest one. We'll say the tangent of A is 20 over 21. So to solve for the angle, we have to get rid of the tangent by doing the inverse tangent. So we're going to say A is equal to the inverse tangent of 20 over 21, which now is just a calculator problem. So we just got to put that in our calculator. So inverse, remember you press second, then the tangent button of 20 divided by 21. Hit enter. And we get 43.603. And since it doesn't specify where to round, we're going to round to the thousandths place, so the third decimal. So we're going to say 43.603 degrees. So there's that. That is the measure of angle A, 43.603 degrees. And we're going to do the same thing for R. Now, if you guys would have used, let's jump back for A real quick. If you would have used the cosine of A is 21 over 29, or even this original sine of A is 20 over 29, you would have got the same answer. You would have got that same 43.603. All right, so let's go down to R here. And for R, let's see, why don't we use the tangent again, just because it's the one that's right here. So we're going to say the tangent of R is equal to 21 over 20. Now from here, we just need to solve for R, so we're going to take the inverse tangent of 21 over 20. We're going to put that into our calculator and see what we get. R is equal to what? We got to do the inverse tangent of 21 divided by 20. Hit enter. Oops, forgot to put inverse. That's what happens if you don't put inverse. You get some crazy answer. So let's try that again. Inverse tangent now of 21 divided by 20. Hit enter, and you get 46.397 degrees. 46.397 degrees. Let's put that up here. And there we go. So those are answers for those. And if you want to check these two angles, the 43.603 plus the 46.397 should add up to 90. And they do, 90 degrees. So there we go. And that is the end of your review.